Oh, so great to see you on your Friday evening. Appreciate you spending part of your night with us. Our downtown Toledo Fifth Third Bank camera does have a mild breeze that is now taking over. And if you step outside, you're going to feel this. We're now up to 50 degrees. That southerly wind, 13 miles per hour. The winds are going to be able to pick up tonight and into early tomorrow morning, getting a few occasional gusts, 20 to 25 miles per hour. They're going to increase, though, tonight. That is with certainty. It will turn windy as we go, especially after midnight. Now, on Doppler radar, I am indicating a couple isolated sprinkles out toward Defiance and into Williams, perhaps into Fulton County. Some of this may not even be reaching the ground at this point, but the chance of a couple showers will be increasing, especially as we creep a little closer to midnight. Most areas now rising toward 50 degrees, actually headed toward the warmest point of the day now after dark, and that will continue to hold steady right around the lower 50s. We've got lots of warm air off to the west, but there's where it turns sharply colder. That is the cold front now moving out of the northern plains. It's going to be moving toward us, and by tomorrow morning, it will move into the area. Something else happening tomorrow, our MAC championship game taking place up at Ford Field, and it is the Toledo Rockets taking on the OU Bobcats. Mid-30s if you're making that drive up. Two hands on the wheel because it will be windy with west winds 20 miles per hour. For more on the winds, let's send it over to meteorologist John Birchfield. And John, fortunately the game's indoors, so they don't have to worry about the kicking game and the winds, but it will be a brisk, gusty wind tonight into tomorrow.
Yeah, Chris, I don't think the field goal kickers would appreciate these 45-mile-an-hour gusts in the forecast. Tough. And you might even notice it as you're driving, especially for those of you that drive trucks on those north-south roads. The winds are going to be coming in out of the west and could gust 45 miles an hour. So it may rattle your truck or your car around a little bit as you're hitting the road on Saturday. The strongest winds could also affect those outdoor Christmas decorations, especially if you've got those inflatable Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, snowman, or Santa Claus. Might not quite end up in the neighbor's yard, but certainly don't be surprised. Any outdoor decorations that are not secured to the ground could end up toppled over due to those strong and gusty winds. So when is the wind going to get the strongest? Right as that cold front passes on through. Already this evening and tonight, we could start to see some 40-mile-an-hour gusts. And as that cold front swings through late tonight into tomorrow morning, widespread gusts to 45 miles an hour are possible. The cold front's going to arrive right around daybreak into early Saturday morning, bringing very windy weather conditions across southeast Michigan and northwest Ohio. And as you plan out your weekend, plan around those winds. Temperatures are also going to fall on off. We'll be in the low 50s for much of the overnight hours, and we tumble down to the 30s as that front moves on through. And right around the early morning, 6 o'clock a.m., that is when that front arrives and it kicks up the winds. And into the afternoon, the winds will diminish a little bit. But Chris, you said it well. I'm glad those kickers will not have to contend with those 40 to 45-mile-an-hour winds.
You know, John, I was just thinking Christmas tree farm, too. If you're going to be out tomorrow afternoon, it'll be dry, but gusty with those winds.
It will be gusty, and we're going to be talking wind chills as well, because we're not going to enjoy those 50s for too long. It'll be a lot colder.
It would have been nice if we could have let that allowed to last a little longer to the weekend. But, John, you're right. You timed it out down to the hour. It does turn much colder. Quick look at this, John. Appreciate that update on those winds. We are expecting temperatures to drop, as John mentioned, right around daybreak. So it will turn sharply colder as that front works through. A few showers possible near and after midnight. And as that front rolls through, it's right around daybreak. And there's that hour-by-hour forecast. Clock stops 7 a.m. If you're an early riser, you like to get up for that morning coffee, head out. You may feel near 50 degrees before sunrise. Once we see that front roll through, though, and it's by about 8 a.m., it's through the area, we go dropping very quickly, back into the 30s. 38, the expected high Saturday, cold and breezy. Winds, especially early in the morning, may gust 40 to 45 miles per hour. They will taper off a bit into the afternoon. Still gusting, though, over 30 miles per hour. Sunday does look like a dry day, brighter skies near 40, lower 40s expected into Monday, a shower or two late Monday, and into Tuesday, mid-40s, a few additional showers, and then another system Thursday, Friday. Timing still uncertain on that. Will drop us back into the upper 30s to near 40 into next weekend.
So how bad could the winds be? I mean, you're talking about, John was talking about the semis or vehicles going north-south, the yard ornaments for the holidays. Right. What else?
Those are the big impacts, especially if you're on like I-75. That west wind is going to be cutting right across the interstate. So high-profile vehicles don't really care to drive next to those on windy days. I don't expect widespread power outages. Part of the reason why is we don't have leaves on the trees. The ground is very firm, so the tree roots should be able to hold on. So nothing widespread as far as power outages. Maybe an isolated event here or there, but plan on most of the area being just fine.
Yeah, the leaves are pretty much done.
They're gone. Yeah, and most of the pickup, at least it's underway, or hopefully those leaves are down to the curb and you won't have to worry about those blowing around either.
Chris, thank you.